So I've been invited to do a video with Grape Nugget where basically we all get random songs, get spun on a wheel, we get a song picked for us, and then we do the same thing with a genre and we have to remix the song we got into the genre we got. I just happened to get the Duck song, and then for the genre, I managed to land on Choose Your Own, and I'm a blues fiend myself. I love listening to some blues, so I thought, hey, that would be really funny if the Duck song was a blues song. So basically, I've got my Strat here because, I mean, what's more blues than a Strat? And I'm going to just try and figure something out. I've done a little bit of research as far as what kind of progression I want to use and everything like that. And this is what I've come up with so far. I want it to be in the key of A minor just because I think that's very stereotypically blues. You know, if you get any old vintage guitar, it's always the bloody A minor pentatonic shape that's worn out in the frets. So, I was thinking of doing that with a very blues progression, like A minor, D minor, G, E. Something like that. But it's not really blues enough for me, personally. So I want to try... I've played around a little bit and I want to try something like... Something like that. That's the kind of rough progression and riff that I want to kind of go for. And so I'm thinking, if I do something like that, I can borrow my friend's bass. There's a few good just free online drum machines. They're not the best, but if I can make something to match that, I kind of, for the drums, I want a nice like shuffly kind of groove to it. A lot of hi-hat in there. So just like doom boo 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 boom boo boo boo. That probably didn't translate what I meant at all, but I want just a nice kind of just like bluesy sort of shuffle to it, you know? But other than that, that's basically the planning stage now. I'm predominantly a guitar player, so I've really only got the riff properly down on this so far. So I'm gonna try get an online drum machine to work. If not, I can kind of play the drums and do a groove if I need to, so I can go over to my dad's place, he has a drum kit, see what I can do there. And of course, the most fun part of all of this, the vocals. I really want that sort of more old school Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan way of singing, even just like Chuck Berry, you know, like the old classics where it's just like that really gritty, just like, you know, like, where's my grapes kind of really like sound to it. So obviously the lyrics are basically already written for me. I do want to tweak them slightly, make them a bit more blues, dark storytelling kind of thing. But other than that, I think it's gonna be pretty fun. So yeah, once I get down to recording, doing the drums, I'll show you different parts of the process, and I guess we'll, see what happens from there. Okay, so I found this drum machine online. It's literally the first one that came up, and this is a little groove that I've made at the moment. I like the hi-hat keeping the beat, but this is it. That's going to be the main beat, but I'm going to go through and make a different one to have like a fill-in and a crash and everything like that if I can. But this is what I've got so far. I've also recorded some bass as well, which I couldn't borrow my friend's bass, he's at work today, but I literally just used the guitar but then lowered it by 12 semitones. So it's pretty much the same thing. Anyway, I'll let you guys listen to what I've got so far. So that's basically what I've got so far, but then at this bit here, I just go into a chord progression. Basically, I go like... So I like the little bass line I did. It's very simple, but I think it suits it nicely. Yeah, I don't know. I like how it's coming along. It's feeling pretty tight, pretty good. So now after this, I've just got to get that drum beat into here, come up with some fills, and then after that, it's just doing vocals and it should be done. I've EQ'd the bass here a little bit to sound a little better, a little bit more like a bass. It's hard with the guitar because the strings just aren't as thick and the pickups are different, so there's just going to be a different tonality coming through compared to a real bass. That's next on the bucket list as far as a gear goes, is getting a bass. But I'd say it's coming along nicely, personally. So let me turn that off. So yeah, now it's literally just a matter of getting the drums in here. Because the drums that you heard in here is literally just the metronome. I have that set to cymbals instead of just the click track. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how we go. Okay, so I've done some drum work now. I've put it into here. I've done a separate one as a little fill-in as well. It's very basic. I'm going to solo both of these, just so you guys can hear the drum track. It's very basic, but it serves the song pretty well, keeps everything on time. I'll wait for this fill to come up and then I'll stop it. Yeah. Which actually, in hindsight, I should drag that so it continues on, because add a bit more beef to it. Yeah. Get rid of that. So this is how it sounds as a whole right now. I'll go forward to this bit here. I've got a couple of drum fills. So this is where I'm planning on the solo coming in, roughly after this sort of bridge section here. Right here, right at the start of this bar is where I want the solo to come in. So I'm going to record the solo now. I'm just going to improvise a couple times, see what I can come up with while I'm listening to it. Yeah, just see what I can do. So I'm going to set that to record. And yeah, and then I'm going to unplug, record the solo. And I think after this, it's just going to be the reveal of the full song. I'm going to work on some lyrics, I'm going to get it, and then I'm going to show you guys the entire song at the end. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so the solo and the vocals are now fully recorded. For the solo, I actually ended up using this. It's my Yamaha Revstar. I love that guitar, but it's got humbuckers in it, which means I can really crank the gain to get that sort of roaring, screaming kind of sound to the guitar for the solo, which is what I wanted. Solo was all pretty much improvised over a couple of takes. I just sort of kept doing it until I liked it as a whole. It's not perfect, but you know, And same thing with the vocals. I couldn't be fucked writing down lyrics. Everyone knows the lyrics to the Duck song, so I kind of just like improvised this weird story around it, and it ended up sounding like a slam poem. I don't know. But either way, the song is done now. Drums, bass, guitar, vocals, solo at the end, it's all done. So I'm just gonna show you the full song now. I'm gonna like take a sick album cover photo and just put that over so it's like a YouTube song, you know what I mean? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I bet your guys' songs are stinky. Well, the dog walked up the highway, one thing on his mind. Yeah, he walked up through the suburbs, where a lemonade stand caught his eye. He said, "Hey pal, could you lend a hand? I've been searching for grapes across the land, so got any grapes?" The man said, "No, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade, so how about a glass?" The duck said, "I'll pass." But the duck wasn't finished, he left with no delay. He waddled away till the very next day, 'cause you see, this duck was no ordinary bird. He's been top to bottom and traveled the world. Just one thing keeping his bill going, and he won't stop till them grapes are flowing. But if there was one thing the duck didn't know, it was stopping. He weren't gonna quit till them grapes were popping. He returns to the man more determined than before, slaps him across the face and throws his things to the floor. See, there weren't many places this duck wouldn't go. He's fallen from heaven and stayed in hell till it snowed. He says, "Listen man, I've got something to ask. I've been sent from afar for one small task. I know you're busy and got a lot on your plate, but give me some lemonade and show me the grapes."